My dear fellow, your hero. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Reading War and Peace Diaries. Today is September 30th, 2024, and we are currently at 186 of the book. So last episode we left off where Prince Andrei had went to meet the Minister of War, and he wasn't happy with the uncaring reaction to Kutuzov's victory with Mortiers. Alright, so in Brno, Prince Andrei stays with a Russian diplomat named Bilibin. They've known each other back in Petersburg. Andrei expresses his frustrations at the uncaring response of the Minister of War when Andrei delivered the dispatch of the news of their victory. So Bilibin explains to him that although there was a win for them, General Smits was killed and Mortier still managed to get away. Also, he tries to get Andrei to see it from the perspective of the Austrians, claiming that the optics look like they have poorly executed things intentionally. So, of course, none of this matters now because Vienna is now occupied by the French forces, and Napoleon is at Schönbrunn, given orders to Count Vrbna. Andrei asks if the campaign is finished. Bilibin thinks that Austria feels like they've been played and made a fool of, so they may be out for revenge. He thinks in secret Austria may be planning a peace treaty with France, but only time will tell. Andrei has dinner with Bilibin and his boys, and they gossip in a way that men would. They make a point to show Andrei a good time, dividing their preferred entertainment, but Andrei declines because he's off to speak to the Emperor Francis. Despite what Bilibin says and the reception from the Minister of War, the dispatch is well received rejoicingly. Kutuzov was awarded as well as the whole army. On his way back to Bilibin, he spots him quickly packing his things. Bilibin tells Andrei that Murat was currently heading their way and would arrive very soon. Bilibin explains to Andrei that Murat and two other marshals, with the hopes of impressing Napoleon, decided to take the bridge. They came waving white flags, claiming their intentions was to make a truce and parley with Prince Auersperg, who was in charge of defending the bridge. This was the trick. A French battalion storms the bridgehead and takes it. The crazy thing about it is that a sergeant saw the French coming and warned Auersperg that it was a trick, but one of the marshals convinced Auersperg to have him arrested. I thought that was pretty funny. Hearing this, Andrei now feels destined to extricate Russia from their hopeless situation. Like Napoleon, Andrei had a sudden aspiration to rise from the ranks of being just an anonymous officer. He was now on his road to glory. Bilibin offers Andrei to ride alongside with him to Almutz, but Andrei refuses. Bilibin asks Andrei if it's heroism that he's after. Not knowing where to find it, Andrei rides to rejoin the army. When he finds it, he notices the disarray of unprofessionalism and disorder. Eventually finding Kutuzov's camp, where he finds out that no matter which direction their men traveled, the Frenchmen would potentially meet them at both ends. If they remain in Krems, Napoleon's army of 150,000 men will cut their army of just 40,000 off from being able to connect with reinforcements from Russia. If they go off-road, it'll place them in unknown territory. If they retreat down to Olmütz to join forces coming from Russia, they'd risk being intercepted by the Frenchmen who've taken the bridge in Vienna. They choose to go to Olmütz, sending Bagration with 4,000 men ahead while they follow behind with the heavy convoy. Andrei requests to join Bagration, and Kutuzov is reluctant at first. Bagration was to hold down the fort at Hollabrunn for at least 24 hours. Encountering and mistaking their army for Kutuzov's full army, Murat tries to use the same trick he did at the Vienna Bridge by staging a 3-day truce. In order to buy Bagration some time for his men to rest and gain ground along the Krems-Zain road, this truce was Kutuzov's only hope, and he also dispatches terms of surrender. Napoleon receives Murat's dispatch and writes that this was nothing but a trick and that he was to immediately break the truce and march on the enemy. He also expresses his displeasure with Murat, stating he had no right to create a truce without receiving orders from him first. Unable to trust his generals, Napoleon, with his whole guard, decides to move to the battlefield. While all of this is happening, Bagration and his men get comfortable taking off their boots, leaving their post, reprimanding a naked soldier for stealing. And Dolokhov, the scrub, y'all remember him, right? So he trades insults with the Frenchman stationed across from them, completely oblivious to what's headed for them. All right, so I wanted to just do a little summary this time. With this reading, I was having a good time reading this chapter. I feel like because we have a new book, because I have the new translation, it's easier to understand. But I was kind of confused because at first I thought Kutuzov was trying to trick Murat by staging the truce, but I had to go back and just kind of like reread that part because it was just like, wait, I'm so confused. I think I know Murat was the one who created the truce, right? Trying to be funny. But I think Kutuzov wanted to use that to his advantage and help him to buy time. And so I think that is pretty understandable. My thing is that the Bagration and his men, like, I feel like Bagration knows, but I don't, it's so weird because it's like, it kind of feels like everyone is kind of like leisuring about. Everyone is kind of like chilling and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't think they know what's about to go down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's a race between Napoleon getting to his men that's there and Kutuzov getting to Bagration and his men that are there. And I don't know if like Napoleon is going to get there first and then they just kind of take Bagration's men by surprise, because it's like they're getting really comfortable. Like, they're really getting comfortable. So I don't know. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. I know I remember reading that there were rumors going around in the camp that some people think that there was going to be a surrender or like a peace. And then some people thought that there was going to be a war that still happened. But they didn't believe that either of these things were necessarily written in stone. And so it was just kind of up in the air. I don't know what to expect, but that's where I'm going to leave it here. I had to hurry up and just kind of quickly get this out because my daughter is here. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys were able to enjoy yourselves. Let me know if you guys are reading this book yourselves. What do you think? Are you having a good time? Till next time, peace.